They both decided that when the time was right, they would go see a doctor and get a list of options. But things were going great for her at her photography business, and for him as well at the law firm. Time went by, but they didn't feel they were in any rush. After 7 years, though, Abigail hadn't given him a child. Oliver told her that he was seeing another woman by the name of Kathleen Bennett, who owned a cafe where she served him coffee. Since he frequented the cafe, Kathleen always had his coffee and to-go order ready. The relationship between them didn't pick up until after they saw each other at a bar. That night, they talked and became fast friends. What made things worse was how abruptly Oliver had asked for a divorce. Knowing that his excuse for cheating on Abigail was the fact that she had not given him a child, and ultimately this was his reason for divorce, tore her to pieces. He told her they had been married for so long that he had given up on them having children. She knew that things were distant between them, but she didn't think it was serious. All this time, Oliver never complained or said anything negative about the situation to her. Now, he said he wanted to do the right thing and be there for his baby. As one of the most sought-after wedding and family photographers in Dominica, Abigail worked a lot. Although her assistant did most of the photo editing and office work, Abigail still had to go around meeting clients and networking. Sometimes she had to travel around the Caribbean for photography expos and sessions. She also loved destination weddings. Those were the times when the work paid off. They were few and far between, yet when she went out of country, she tended to stay for the weekend. It was more than enough time for Oliver to be with someone else and develop a relationship. Still, Abigail thought that she and Oliver were happy and in love. Now, she found out that saying "I love you" was not enough. Abigail sat on the shore, crying for almost an hour before she was able to calm herself. She raised her head as she straightened her legs, which were pulled up to her body, and looked around her. The cool January breeze blew around her like a comforting hand caressing her skin and battered emotions. There was no one at the beach now. Earlier, a couple had stopped by to offer her help. They were so concerned and did not want to leave her crying alone on the beach. She assured them she was okay and was just dealing with a personal issue. They spoke to her for a little, and it helped her pull herself together. She was a popular person in these parts too. If her clients saw her in this state, Abigail would feel deeply embarrassed. She decided to get off the sand and wipe her tears away. She sighed long and hard and made her way to her car. The phone was ringing in her car. When she looked at it, she saw it was her husband's number. She hit end and threw it on the passenger seat. She wondered what to do now. She couldn't go back to the house just yet, in case Oliver was still there. She didn't have any appointments that day. She didn't feel like going to her office. She would have to call her assistant to let her know she probably won't make it in at all. She had a lot to think about, a lot to process. She reached for her phone and noticed the 6 calls. She sucked her teeth. As she started dialing numbers, Her phone rang again, and she accidentally pressed answer, accepting Oliver's call. Abigail, he said on the other end. Oliver, she hissed. Please stop calling me, and ended the call. She started pressing the numbers for her office and was glad when Stacy, her assistant, answered right away. Stacy, I'm glad you answered. Listen, I won't be coming in at all today. I have some things to take care of. Okay, do you want me to forward any calls to you? Not now, maybe later. I won't be able to take any calls today. If it's pressing, let the client know I will try to return their call as soon as I can. Okay, anything I can help you take care of? No, I'm all right. Just do that for me, please. I'll call back later this afternoon. All right, no problem. I'll talk to you then. Thanks, Stacy. Abigail disconnected the call and this time turned the phone off completely. I don't have any appointments scheduled. I have a wedding Friday and Sunday. Right now, I need to focus on this. My God, why would he tell me this now? This is a busy time for me. Do you want to stay here until you can get things together? Yes, I would like that. I don't want to talk to him at all. Well, not just yet. I'll need to talk to him and finalize everything. If he wants a divorce, then he can have it. Abigail! Nancy screeched. You're acting like I shouldn't do this, Mom. Do you expect me to stay, knowing that he's going to be a father to someone else's child? You seem like you've already decided what you want to do. I have to come to terms with the situation, Abigail admitted. You young people are quick to jump into divorces, just as quick as you jump into marriage, Nancy criticized. What are you implying, Mom? Really? You expect me to stay? No, not at all, Nancy waved her hands away. But you've only been married for 7 years. Well, Oliver wasn't thinking about that. He wants to do what is right. Nancy huffed, she stooped again, and got up from the couch. Have you had anything to eat yet? I know you may feel like you're not hungry, but come, let's have something to eat. Abigail obeyed her mother, following her to the kitchen. I made green banana and saltfish this morning. Your dad's already at work. After that, he'll be at his Rotary Club meeting until later this evening. Okay, Mom, if you don't mind, once I try to swallow this food down, I'm going to lay down. I feel a headache coming on. It's the stress. I just don't believe this. Oliver won't want to cross my path just yet. Mom, please don't get involved, Abigail implored. I can handle this. You better tell your father that too, and your brothers and sisters. She served out the food on a plate for Abigail. I am not going to go around spreading the news to everyone. I have to figure this out myself. She wrapped an arm around her waist and tapped her lips with her finger, thinking. You know they will find out. Can you not tell them anything yet? I am not promising you anything, and you know that. Well, just for today, I promise you can tell them tomorrow. Not promising. Abigail shrugged as she sat down to eat the food. Are you upset he's going to be a dad? Nancy asked. She poured both of them a cup of tea. Abigail thought about the question, turning it over in her mind. She put her fork down. Her mom was always the candid one. It was never intentional, but sometimes it wasn't appropriate. I am not happy. I am in shock. I am upset that he has cheated on me. Am I upset he's going to be a dad? I don't know yet. I've only heard the news a little over an hour ago. She shook her head. I don't know yet. It will be all right, my dear. You'll just have to take this one day at a time. I know, Mom. I'm going to have to. This is not going to be an easy one for me. Divorce never is. Cheating is worse. You said this has been going on for a year? Yes. What would make him decide not to use a condom? What if I had gotten something? Jeez, now I need to go get tested. I mean, it's been weeks since we've had sex. 2 months, maybe? Nancy screeched, 2 months! Oh, dear Abigail, you should not have done that. Abigail slouched in her seat. You know a man can't go too long without having sex. A woman, too. What were you thinking? Abigail felt bad. Was this all her fault? She would like to think it was all Oliver's fault. But her mother was right. She shouldn't have neglected that duty as a wife.